Coliseum and Convention Center on beautiful Mississippi Beach. The 1993 Miss Teen USA pageant. Starring 51 of the most outstanding teenagers in the USA. With your host, Dick Clark. Co-host, Arthel Neville. Special commentator, Miss Teen USA 1985, Kelly Hu. The reigning Miss Teen USA Iowa's Jamie Solinger. And the Mississippi Gulf Coast Teen Orchestra and Chorus. And now, here are the 51 contestants for the title of Miss Teen USA 1993. Ladies and gentlemen, your host, Dick Clark.
You're looking good. Thank you ever so much. That was perfect. We're off to a great start. You look wonderful, and it's nice to be back. Can't wait that you're all here with us to help celebrate living in the 90s. And the Miss Teen USA pageant is very happy to be here on the Gulf Coast in beautiful Mississippi Beach for the 4th year. And thank you again ever so much for your wonderful Southern hospitality. Isn't it great? You make us feel right at home. The new Miss Teen USA is somewhere in this terrific group, and actually you only got a couple of hours to find her, and I wouldn't set out on a mission like this alone. So please welcome my co-host, former news anchor who now interviews the stars as host of Extreme Close-Up for E! Entertainment Television, Miss Arthel Neville.
Hi, ladies!
Oh, you are looking good, too.
We've
got a good group now.
Oh.
This is your neighborhood, isn't it?
Surely is. Born and raised in New Orleans. Secret. Too much catfish.
No. You know, if anybody is listening to that name Neville, that's a well-known name. Drop a few relatives.
I don't know him. No. Art Neville is my father. Aaron, Charles, and Cyril are my uncles, and Doris Neville is my mother.
This is a very musical family. How come you didn't ended up? Note what a command of English he has. How come we aren't a singer?
Well, you know, I wanted to use the voice for speaking.
There you go. You do a beautiful job. We got to get down to brass tacks now and tell this audience how this competition tonight is working. During the past week, our contestants completed a round of preliminary competition.
That's right, and during the preliminaries, the judges scored the girls in 3 events, which weigh equally in selecting the 12 semifinalists.
The swimsuit competition, in which they modeled identical suits.
The evening gown competitions, with the contestants wearing gowns which they chose themselves.
And the interview competition, where each judge talked individually with each contestant.
Now, the scores from these 3 events have been added and averaged for the contestants' preliminary ranking.
And you will see the 3 scores each young lady received in just a moment as we begin our traditional parade of states.
That's right, and I'm going to report to you the rest of the scores throughout the evening.
Up yonder.
He gave me the nosebleed section.
Not
that?
by yourself. That's a good seat. You see everything up there.
You're right. I'm not going to be alone. Elvis is up there.
No, come on. Don't start with me on that stuff. Who is there with you?
Our special commentator is Kelly Hu. She won the Miss Teen USA title in 1985.
And I got 51 ladies back here who'd like to take that crown home with them tonight. Let's go to work.
Let's do it. You're on your own now.
I'm all by myself.
See you later.
Yonder,
bye,
ladies and gentlemen, Arthel Neville. All right, now as our contestants introduce themselves, you'll see each young lady's preliminary score and a visual reminder of how she looked in the preliminaries. Ladies and gentlemen, Here are the 51 contestants for the title of Miss Teen USA 1993.
Living in the 90s.
We begin with the contestants from the South. Miss Maryland.
I represent Maryland, home of the U.S. Naval Academy. From Linthicum, I'm Angelisa Proserpi.
Miss Tennessee.
From Nashville, Tennessee, where country is always king, I am Jamie Dudney.
Miss Arkansas.
I represent Arkansas, the natural land of opportunity. From Jacksonville, I'm Tiffany Parks.
Miss Oklahoma.
A Boomer Sooner through and through. From Tulsa, Oklahoma, I'm Stacy Caroline Kane.
Miss Kentucky.
Lucas Vile, Kentucky, home from the bluegrass state of fast horses, I am Holly Riggs.
Miss North Carolina.
A Tar Heel born and a Tar Heel bred. From Fort Point, North Carolina, I am Wendy Marie Williams.
Miss West Virginia.
From beautiful Morgantown, West Virginia, where mountaineers are always free, I am Jennifer Pringle.
Miss Louisiana.
From Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where good things are always cooking, I am Heather Dupree.
Miss Alabama.
From the state of the 1992 football national champions, from Chelsea, Alabama, I'm Autumn Smith.
Miss South Carolina.
I hail from the Palmetto State. From Lexington, South Carolina, my name is Lauren Huppel.
Miss Florida.
Proud to represent the Sunshine State of Florida. From Jacksonville, I'm Allison McKinney.
Miss Virginia.
I represent Virginia, birthplace of 8 presidents. From historical Fredericksburg, I am Heather Anderson.
Miss Georgia.
I represent Georgia, future host to the world for the 96 Olympics. From Fayetteville, I am Dinesha Reed.
Miss Mississippi.
Welcome to the great hospitality state of Mississippi. From Moz, I am Bridget Kane.
Look into the future.
And now the contestants from the Northeast, Miss Pennsylvania.
From Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the state of brotherly love, I am Ursula Abbott.
Miss New York.
Representing the beautiful Empire State of New York, from Queensberry, my name is Sarah Ray Gore.
Miss Delaware.
The first state of liberty and freedom is my home. From Newark, Delaware, I am Catherine Wong.
Miss Vermont.
I hail from the Green Mountain State. From Georgia, Vermont, I'm Charlotte Lopez.
Miss Massachusetts.
From Natick, Massachusetts, where the spirit of the American Revolution lives on, my name is January Newcomb.
Miss New Jersey.
I'm representing the Great Garden State of New Jersey. From Gallery Township, my name is Heather Brenner.
Miss New Hampshire.
From Lancaster, in the beautiful White Mountain State of New Hampshire, I am Gretchen Lynn Durgan.
Miss District of Columbia.
Representing our nation's capital, from the District of Columbia, my name is Rebecca Sloving.
Miss Rhode Island.
I'm representing the proud ocean state of Rhode Island. From North Kingstown, I'm Elisa Courier.
Miss Connecticut.
From Wilton in the Constitution State of Connecticut, my name is Cynthia Schneck.
Miss Maine.
I hail from the vacation jewel of New England. From Hollis, Maine, my name is Jill Aaron Mellon.
Learning what we stand for.
Now the contestants from the Southwest, Miss Texas.
The great Lone Star State is my home. From Plano, Texas, my name is Aaron Burnett.
Miss Nevada.
From America's fastest growing community, Las Vegas, Nevada, I am Tammy Rankin.
Miss California.
I hail from California, the Golden State. From El Dorado Hills, my name is Stephanie Sweeney.
Miss Colorado.
From third in the beautiful Rocky Mountain High State of Colorado, my name is Dizzy Gariffi.
Miss Utah.
From Sandy, Utah, the state with the greatest snow on earth, I am Amy Elizabeth Carlson.
Miss Arizona.
Grand Canyon, state of Arizona is my home. From Phoenix, I'm Danielle Normandin.
Miss Hawaii.
Aloha from Honolulu, Hawaii. I'm Juliana Kaulukupui.
Miss New Mexico.
The land of enchantment is my desert home. From Deming, New Mexico, I am Lynette Ochoa.
Proud to be a woman.
The contestants from the Northwest, Miss Alaska.
North to the future is our motto. From Anchorage, Alaska, I'm Christy Michelle Thorson.
Miss Montana.
Big Sky Country is my home. From Kalispell, Montana, my name's Angela Hope Carter.
Miss Washington.
Hello, from Vancouver, Washington, the state that's got it all, I am Rebecca K. Bond.
Miss Wyoming.
Greetings from a great land outdoors. From Gillette, Wyoming, my name is Lana Renee Hansen.
Miss Idaho.
The gem states where I call home. From Bonners Ferry, Idaho, I am Jan Cartwright.
Miss Oregon.
Roseburg, Oregon, in the heart of the great American Northwest Forest, I'm Jill Chartier.
Living in a land that's free.
Here are the contestants from the Midwest. Miss Missouri.
From Mountain Grove in the great Show Me State of Missouri, I am Melanie Janine Breedlove.
Miss Kansas.
From Augusta, Kansas, where the folks still believe there's no place like home, I am Christy Dupree.
Miss Wisconsin.
The great dairy state of Wisconsin is my home. From Hudson, I am Tanae Gabrielle Geisler.
Miss Ohio.
I hail from the great Buckeye state of Ohio. From Cincinnati, my name is Melissa Yass.
Miss Minnesota.
From Stacy, Minnesota, the land of 10,000 spectacular lakes, I am Charity Rose Lundy.
Miss Indiana.
The thrilling Indy 500s where I call home. From Indianapolis, Indiana, my name is Kelly Lloyd.
Miss Nebraska.
The great Cornhusker state of Nebraska is my home. From Omaha, I am Laureate Logan.
Miss Michigan.
Good evening. From the Great Lakes state of Michigan, my name is Ashley Renee Witt.
Miss Illinois.
I hail from Illinois, home of the three-time championship Chicago Bulls. From Cayman Rock, I'm Jamie Holbrook.
Miss Iowa.
From Marion, Iowa, in the heart of America's heartland, I am Melissa Baxter.
Miss South Dakota.
I represent South Dakota, home of Mount Rushmore. From Clear Lake, I am Amy Rao.
And Miss North Dakota.
Inviting you to discover the spirit of North Dakota. From Grand Forks, I'm Wendy Howe.
So every day we'll seek our dreams, and every day we're one day closer to the key. The future's ours to see. Living in the 90s.
And there they are, ladies and gentlemen. In just a moment, we will reveal our 12 semifinalists.
And welcome back to our live show and our hangout up here in the sky, the anchor booth. Now, my partner up here tonight really knows the scenes, behind the scenes in this pageant. She won it in 1985 and is here for the third time as special commentator. She is also the reigning Miss Hawaii USA. Meet Miss Kelly Hu. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, how are you?
Well, I know I'm excited because the girls are. This pageant for you launched your acting career, but you're doing TV, movies.
Yes, in fact, I have a movie coming out on August 20th. It's called Surf Ninjas, and it's with Ernie Reyes Jr., who happens to be one of our judges tonight.
Did you give him any judging tips?
I don't think he needed any. I think he's doing quite well.
Okay, now what? You've spent a couple of weeks with the group and want to know what's your impression of the girls?
You know, this is a very bright group. Their average GPA is a 3.5, and more than half of them are honor students. And Miss Delaware even has a perfect 1600 on her SAT.
Oh my goodness, so we're talking brain power and beauty.
Right.
So who are the standouts?
You know, I really liked Miss California. I thought she was adorable on stage, but Miss Pennsylvania really blew us away. And Miss Hawaii is absolutely gorgeous, and of course she's from my home state.
Absolutely.
And I really am rooting for Miss Vermont. This girl is absolutely amazing, and she's got a great story to tell. I hope she makes it up there.
I know. By the way, the girls can't hear us dishing them up here because, you know, we don't want to make anyone nervous.
And the judges can't hear us either, so we won't influence any scoring.
All right, now speaking of scoring, let's check out the top scores in the preliminary competitions, which took place this past week. Then, want to remind you, there are no 10s here. Well, except me. No, just kidding. All right, the highest score a contestant can get is a 9.999. Oh boy, okay, topping the swimsuit competition, Miss Pennsylvania, followed by Miss Vermont there. Okay, Miss Vermont is tops in the interview competition with a 9.38. And notice Miss Pennsylvania, once again, she is here topping the evening gowns competition. Oh, check this out, Miss Ohio in all 3 categories. Gotta watch out for her. Okay, now that is just a hint. It may not necessarily tell us who the winner will be, though.
Right, because sometimes a girl will barely squeak into the semifinals and then she'll come out strong and win it. In fact, I was only in 4th place at this point in the pageant.
Oh, I see. Strategy. You pretend you're going to lose, and then, bam, you come up and you win it, huh?
Strategy. I think luck was more like it, thanks.
Okay, let's see who the 12 semifinalists are tonight and see if you can predict which one of them will be the new Miss Teen USA.
This is the moment when we reveal the 12 semifinalists whom the judges have chosen to continue in tonight's competition. Let me pick up the results. I thank you, sir, very much. Now, as each semifinalist comes forward, you'll see her composite score on the screen. And ladies, if you're ready, I will read these names in random order. The semifinalists are Miss New York, Sarah Ray Gore.
Now, she's the one who used to play pageant as a little girl.
That's right. Sarah told me she always won the pajama and stuffed animal competition.
Miss Georgia,
Well,
Danessa Reed.
Would you believe Danisha has been in 5 pageants in the past year?
And maintained a perfect 4.0 grade average.
Unbelievable.
Miss South Carolina, Lauren Papel.
Lauren is so much fun. She's got a great smile.
And guess what? Her mother was voted Miss Plain when she was a girl.
Miss Indiana, Kelly Lloyd.
The other night at preliminaries, Kelly won the Most Beautiful Eyes Award.
And on top of that, she's been in 50 pageants. She is ready.
Miss Ohio, Melissa Yust.
Okay, Melissa was the one to place in top 5 in all 3 preliminary events.
Yeah, she's definitely one of the front runners.
Miss Oregon, Jill Chartier.
In the past 2 weeks down here, Jill's been the pageant clown.
That's right, she's always kidding around, so we can expect some laughs from her tonight.
All right, we're at the halfway mark. Next is Miss Tennessee, Jamie Dudney.
And of course, Jamie is country singer Barbara Mandrell's daughter.
That's right, so she grew up around show business.
That's right, and she's very comfortable
Miss
on
Connecticut, Cynthia Schneck.
Now, Connecticut has never made the semifinals before, but Cynthia did well in the interview, so she could finish pretty strong.
stage. And she's been in 10 pageants, so that
Miss
should give her
Hawaii,
confidence.
Juliana Koulakakui.
Juliana won the Miss Congeniality Award.
Yeah, she just might follow in your footsteps, Miss Kelly.
There are 3 to go. Miss Vermont, Charlotte Lopez.
Oh, Kelly, your favorite made it.
And look at the numbers. Charlotte has the highest preliminary score so far.
Miss Maine, Jill Erin Mellon.
Now, Jill's modeling school encouraged her to enter this pageant.
And Arthel, this is the first time Maine has made it to the semifinals.
There's one more. Miss Pennsylvania, Ursula Abbott.
Look at that score. She has tied Miss Vermont for the first place in the preliminaries.
I think we have a real competition on our hands.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 12 semifinalists for the title of Miss Teen USA 1993.
Oh my goodness, they look excited, happy, scared, everything, all at the same time.
Well, they are, because they're about to compete in swimsuit, evening gown, and interview all over again, and this time only in the top 12, so it's going to be a lot tougher now.
Boy, right, and all of those scores you saw from the preliminaries are erased, and the semifinalists begin again all even. And now the swimsuit competition is up first, and you know, I saw the girls in the preliminary Saturday night, and not to mention that I realized I need to go to the gym. They are all in great shape.
They are. These are girls who are really into fitness. Their average workout is about 11 and a half hours a week.
You know, but it's representative of teens across the country because they love to work out. They're really health conscious these days. But I have to ask you, who is the fittest of the fit?
You know, Miss Indiana, Kelly Lloyd, she is a track star and a medalist in the 100-meter hurdles. And Miss Tennessee, Jamie Dudney, she plays polo. And get this, she has the same coach as Prince Charles.
But of course, and she works out with a football team on top of that.
Right.
And you know, we know that Miss Pennsylvania, Ursula, who won the preliminary swimsuit competition, is fabulous.
Oh, she looks great. And she told me that in her state pageant, it was huge. There were 167 contestants. And watch out for Miss New York. She is a cutie. She is a 5'3" girl, but she is absolutely adorable. And she stays in shape by being on a strict diet. Her sister sent her a fat-free care package while she was up here.
Fat-free, honey, I'm going to get her some pralines. Look, don't go away. You will see all of these fine young ladies in the Catalina swimsuit competition.
Welcome back to our live show from Mississippi Beach, and it's time now to meet our distinguished panel of judges. And as I introduce them, audience, if you would please hold your applause until the end. Delighting television audiences with her work on such series as Knots Landing, L.A. Law, and All My Children, she's Emmy Award-winning actress Kathleen Noon. A native of Mississippi, he now handles some of the entertainment world's biggest stars, He's Hollywood producer and star maker Larry Thompson. MTV personality and host of the new series Alternative Nation. She's one of television's most outspoken new talents. She's Kennedy. Star of the soon-to-be-released film Surf Ninjas, on which he was associate producer. He is actor, producer, and martial artist, Ernie Reyes Jr. She spent the last 8 years seeking out the cover girls of tomorrow. Director of model development for the Ford Agency. She's Ann Gorison. 8th round draft pick of the New York Rangers. In 1991, he went undefeated in his first 15 professional starts. He's hockey goaltender Corey Hirsch. Former star of General Hospital, she's currently featured with Shannon Doherty and Judd Nelson in the feature film Blindfold. She's Shell Danielson. Supervising the casting of such popular hits as Beverly Hills 90210 and Melrose Place, he is Fox Network Vice President for Talent, Bob Harbin. As Vice President of Program Development, her credits include Star Search, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, and her upcoming series, Home Videos of the Stars. She is Noreen Donovan. He got his start on daytime drama, just got back from starring with Dolph Lundgren in the upcoming feature Pentathlon. Please welcome Biloxi's own Gerald Hopkins. Ladies and gentlemen, our judges.
The judges will use a scoring system similar to the Olympics. As each contestant competes, each judge enters a score ranging from 1.0 to a high of 9.99 into the computer terminal. You'll see the judges' names and scores on your screen. Then the highest and lowest scores are eliminated, and the rest are averaged like this. Finally, each contestant's average scores in the swimsuit, interview, and evening gown competitions are added, and the top 6 composite scores will determine the 6 finalists. Well, it looks like the competition's about to begin, so why don't you at home keep your own scores and see how your choices compare with our judges.
Thanks, Kelly. You know, beautiful Mississippi Beach and the Gulf of Mexico are just a few steps from the front doors of this theater, so we decided to bring some of that summer door and fun indoors from the outdoors, and our contestants are ready to set the mood for the swimsuit competition. They are full of vim and vigor. Now we're ready to begin the Catalina swimsuit competition with our 12 semifinalists. The ladies will also be wearing Federico Leone espadrilles as they compete. We've asked them to tell us a little bit more about themselves, and we begin with Miss New York.
Okay, when I was a little girl, I was really shy. And then I went through this crazy stage at home. My sisters used to make me do all these crazy things. They used to make me jump off roofs. They used to put me on their feet and launch me into the walls. And amazingly, I'm still alive today.
Miss Georgia.
I found a quite unique way of staying in shape. I work as a volunteer at the Dog River Animal Sanctuary, and my job is to chase the animals around after they get out of their cages. So when I get home, I'm exhausted. I'm ready to just kick my feet up and relax.
Miss South Carolina.
If I've learned anything in life, it would be to be yourself, work hard, and never let your fears destroy your hopes.
Miss Indiana.
I've always been very good at science, and I have a great love for children. So I decided I would combine science and my love for children together and develop a career in pediatrics. It's a lot of schooling, but I'm really determined.
Miss Ohio.
My house is known as the Animal House. We have a dog, a rabbit, and a skunk, and also ducks. Every year we would get a few ducks and they'd fly away to go down south, and when they would come back, they would bring their family and friends. So now we have 42 ducks living in our back pond.
Miss Oregon.
Okay, when I was a little girl, I used to write different songs and perform different skits and just entertain my family at different reunions and functions. And I've always had the nature that I love to entertain people, and I feel like if I can make someone smile, then I'm doing a great job, and that really makes me happy.
Miss Tennessee.
I grew up loving animals. They're just like my babies, and I have
4 cats, a dog, an iguana, 2 doves, a horse, tropical fish, and it's a tat bird. And every time somebody comes into my house, he screeches at the top of his lungs, and it scares the people half to death. So that's why we call him our tat bird.
Miss Connecticut.
I most admire Arnold Schwarzenegger, not because he's a star, but for what he's done on the President's Council for Physical Fitness. He's gone around the world teaching children the importance of having a drug-free, alcohol-free, healthy body and mind, and that's the way I try to lead my life.
Miss Hawaii.
This fall, I'll be going to college in California. It'll be my first time away from home and first time living on the mainland, but at the same time, Hawaii will always be my home. It's a very special place to me. It's where I grew up, and I'll always love it.
Miss Vermont.
I have a blast when I work out. Whether I'm working hard in the gym or biking or rollerblading outside, I'm always doing it with a bunch of my friends. It's always fun, and afterwards we always reward ourselves with an ice cream from Tasty Breeze.
Miss Maine.
I'm more of the type of person that likes to enjoy the time on my own and be real relaxed, opposed to living in a city where it's very congested and noisy. I say I'd rather live not on a deserted island, but maybe someplace far off so I can enjoy the time by myself and be real laid back.
Miss Pennsylvania.
I've kept a diary since 7th grade, and I usually fill it with poems and things like that. And back then I'd write about flowers and butterflies and rainbows and silly things that didn't mean anything to anybody, but they were important to me. And I'd just die if anyone ever saw those things.
That was sensational, ladies. That completes the swimsuit competition for Miss Teen USA 1993.
Oh, yeah, it's official. Gotta go to the gym. All right, let's see how the judges scored this competition. Oh, look at this. Miss Pennsylvania tops this 12 semifinalist competition. Remember, she won in the preliminaries, followed by Miss Indiana. And Vermont tops there, too. Now, there she is again, Miss Ohio down there. Looking good, looking really good. Miss Tennessee, a little surprised there, but there's more time for her to come back. And by the way, Catalina will award the winner, Miss Pennsylvania, either a cash prize of $1,000 or a photo modeling contract worth $2,500. All right, thanks a lot, Jamie. I called her the ranging Miss Teen USA. You know what I mean, the reigning Miss Teen. It's too much rain down here anyway. All right, the interview competition is up next, and I have to find out what are the judges looking for in this, and who has it.
Well, you know, the judges want the girls to be articulate but spontaneous. They don't want any of that pageant patter.
I know, it gets so robotic up there, you know?
Exactly, exactly. And you know, Miss Hawaii, Juliana Ka'ulukukui, who has $25,000 worth of scholarship, she can really think on her feet. And Miss Georgia, Denisha Reed, she has a perfect 4.0 GPA.
Woo, that's pretty good. And Miss Vermont, you know, she won the preliminary interview competition. She's so much fun.
She is a wonderful girl. And Charlotte told me she's writing a book about her life in foster care.
Oh, good. I can't wait to hear that. I'm so glad you had to say Miss Hawaii's name. Oh. You will get to know all 12 semifinalists better in just a moment, so stay tuned for the interviews.
Welcome back to Mississippi Beach as we continue our live competition with the interviews. Now, the new Miss Teen USA is not only a role model for teenagers, but during her reign, she's also going to meet a lot of people, talk with a wide variety of folks in her travels, and for that reason, the judges know that her communication skills are very important. Now, these interviews are spontaneous, they're unrehearsed, and the contestants are judged on poise, intelligence, personality, and, of course, the content of their answers. And we'll begin with Miss New York. This is Sarah Ray Gore. She's 17 years old. She's an A student who enjoys modeling, volleyball, doing volunteer work for the homeless. Your last name is Gore. Are you any relation to the Vice President?
No, I'm not. I wrote him a letter, though, and he didn't write me back yet.
Well, he's a very busy guy. What'd you say to him?
About the homeless. They're closing down a lot of military bases, and I think they should put the homeless in there for shelter or education. And I'm going to write again, though, hoping he's going to send me back a letter, maybe invite me to the White House.
Guarantee after this, his constituents are going to say, answer that woman from New York.
I thought he'd answer me because we have the same last name.
Well, you got to realize he gets a lot of mail. Now, let me turn the subject over a little bit. You're 17 years of age. You've got your whole life in front of you. What are your plans?
Well, I plan to take over my father's business and become a CPA. And
Wait a minute. Does he know anything about this yet?
He does. He's over there. Yes, he does. Me and my sister actually have plans to take it over if my acting career doesn't work out.
All right. Now, wait a minute. You're going to back up and be an accountant if you're not an actress. All right. Whatever makes you happy. Are you good with money?
Yes, very good. I have more money than my sister's put together in the bank, actually.
I mean, this is your own money you're very careful with?
Yes, it's all my own money.
All right. Congratulations. Good luck. If you will, please step over here for the judges. This is Miss New York. All right, next is Miss Georgia. This is Danesha Reed. She's 18 years old, a college freshman with straight A's. Enjoys volunteering her time at local animal shelters. What do you do at the shelter? What kind of jobs do you get?
Well, I work as a volunteer at the Dog River Animal Sanctuary, and it's located in Atlanta. And one of my jobs is to choose animals for the petting zoo compound, so I chase animals around. And I also exercise cougars and servals. And
Wait, you what? You exercise?
I exercise them. I run them around, and let me tell you, they make very big messes. I've become their #1 pooper scooper.
I don't need details right now. Now, what do you gain personally out of this experience? Is it nice?
Well, I plan to work with animals in my career. I want to be a child psychologist and use animals as type of therapy for children. So when children come in, it's an educational program. And when they come in, I get to see how they react, and I can use it one day.
All right, now, you talk to younger kids about dating. What do you tell them?
Well, I tell them all guys are scum. I'm just kidding.
No. Wait a minute. We have some male judges here. Be careful, lady.
I'm just kidding. I said that because my dad doesn't want me to ever date. But I really...
He's like every father, believe me.
Yeah, he is. But really, I tell him that when you want to date, you set standards for dating so you know that if uncomfortable situations can occur, and you can learn how to handle those situations properly.
Very good. Thank you very much. Please step over here for the judges, if you will. This is Miss Georgia. All right, next is Miss South Carolina, Lauren Papel, 18 years of age, recent high school grad. She has a 3.7 grade point average, enjoys dancing and aerobics. Are your mom and dad here?
They sure are.
In the audience?
Oh, yeah, right over there.
We'll probably get a shot of them. And your grandparents were here before you got to Mississippi Beach?
Yes, my grandparents came here before I got here. They had to bring all of my clothes because I had so much, and they're so excited, so they had to get here before me.
Have they been enjoying their stay?
Oh, yeah, and I think everyone in Biloxi knows who they are.
This is kind of a silly question. You mean they've met everybody by now?
Oh, yeah.
Is there such a thing as a Mr. South Carolina pageant? They have a male equivalent?
Actually, there isn't, but I wish there was, because it's kind of like a joke between me and my friends. We go around and we pretend that we're kind of judging for it and everything.
If you were a judge, what would you look for in those men you were looking over?
He has to be really good looking, he has to have a great personality, and look really good in swimsuit.
Well, I'm not going to touch that one. Thank you very, very much. If you will, please step over here for the judges. This is Miss South Carolina. All right, here's Miss Indiana, Kelly Lloyd. She's 16 years of age from Indianapolis, an all-conference track star. Has worked with the Christmas Seals Youth Ambassador for the Indiana Lung Association. How do you get associated with the Lung Association?
Well, actually, it was through a pageant title, and they recently invited me to attend Camp Super Kids, which is a camp for asthmatic children, to speak to the children about learning about their asthma, learning how to cope with it. And
now, what makes you an authority on asthma?
I'm an asthmatic.
All right, now we got to establish that. You and I know that, but they don't. Now, is this something that, as a young person with asthma, what would you tell parents who have an asthmatic child?
I think it's important for parents to know that their child, although they do have limitations, to still let them be a child. And it's important to let them have fun. And it's important to learn a lot about asthma. A lot of people don't take it seriously, but it is serious. It's a disease.
All right, let me jump from the serious to the light. What do you do for fun?
I like to go fishing with my dad.
Who's the better fisher person? Notice, fisher person these days, correct?
Actually, neither one of us really catch anything very often.
So you're both lousy fishermen, is that it? Please step over here for the judges. This is Miss Indiana. All right, coming up now is Miss Ohio, Melissa Yust. She's 16 years old. She's a junior from Cincinnati with a 3.5 grade point average. She likes to camp and travel. Your family has pets.
A lot of pets. We have a dog and we have a skunk, but she's depued, so she can't spray anybody.
She is what?
Depued.
I see. She can't, yeah, I got you.
Right.
And how many other things do you have around?
We have a bunny and a snake, and we have 42 ducks in our backyard.
I heard you say that in the swimsuit thing. How did you acquire 42 ducks?
Every summer, we would get 4 ducks, and we'd raise them, and in the winter, they would fly away, and in the summer, they would come back and they'd bring their mates. So we've been doing that for a few years, and now we have a lot of ducks.
That's great. All right, now let me change subject a second. You're going to have an exchange student at your house. Is that person male or female, or don't you know?
Probably female.
Do you know from where?
Germany, somewhere in Germany. I don't know.
Hopefully this person likes animals.
Hopefully, yes.
All right, now you're going to be an exchange student. Where will you go?
I will go to Germany. Hopefully, I'll get a chance to go.
Why? I mean, why select Germany?
Well, basically, my family is German. Their backgrounds are German, so I took German in high school, and I'd like to go.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Yes.
All right. Jawohl.
Yeah.
Please step over here for the judges, if you will. This is Miss Ohio. All right, next is Miss Oregon. This is Jill Chartier. She's 18 years old, attends the University of Oregon, wants to become a dentist. And I guess I got to ask you the question. Everybody's afraid of dentists. Why did you select dentistry?
Well, in the 8th grade, I became interested in dentistry. I've always loved people's smiles and their teeth, and I just thought if I can help brighten someone's smile, then, hey, it's worth it.
So you're going to be an orthodontist?
Well, I'm thinking about orthodontics because you seem to be a lot more appreciative, towards people that put braces on, whereas if you get a cavity filled, you're not quite as appreciative.
Aren't you afraid of being in a dentist chair?
No. I fall asleep like a hairdresser. It kind of puts me to sleep.
While the is going on. All right. Now, you also have a secret desire to be an entertainer. Whether you're going to be a singer, dancer, talker, what?
Actually, I love acting. I love comedy, a lot of comedy. So.
Somebody told me your favorite show is Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
You do a little impression of somebody. What was the character's name? Pat? I thought I'd nail you with this. If you're familiar with the show, there's a character named Pat. Give me about this much of Pat.
I thought this was a co-ed pageant. Where's Chris and Robin and Terry?
Thank you very much. Would you step over here? That's Miss Oregon. Thank you, ladies. That completes our first 6 interviews.
Okay, I'm backstage with some of the girls who were just interviewed. There's Miss Pat. Come over here, Jill. Okay. Now, that was pretty good. You had them laughing out there.
Yeah, I had myself laughing, too.
Do you think you did a good job up there?
Oh, I don't know. I made him laugh, so I guess that's good enough for me. I don't know.
It worked. And you know what? Now, you said your father doesn't want you to date, Dinesha, but come on. Do you have a boyfriend?
No, and if he had his choice, I'd be locked up in my room forever.
Give me his phone number. I'll talk to him for you. Okay, the rest of the semifinalists are ready to compete, so stay tuned. We'll continue the interviews right after this word from CoverGirl Cosmetics. CoverGirl, redefining beautiful.
Our semifinal interview competition continues now, and let's talk with Miss Tennessee, Jamie Dudney. She's 17 years of age, lives in Nashville, wants to direct television and music videos someday. I read a little bit about you, and you said you were adventurous. Is that true? What sort of adventurous things have you done?
Absolutely. I fly airplanes and helicopters.
I mean, in your spare time, anything else? You were whitewater rafting or any of that stuff?
Well, I've been a cheerleader for 6 years, and that's real adventurous because we climb up to the top and fall down and get right back up.
You do those gymnastic type things?
Oh, yeah. 6 years of that, too.
Where do you inherit your adventurous spirit? From whom?
My family. They teach me how to be real adventurous. They go on with me whitewater rafting, snow skiing. I've been snow skiing since I was about that big.
Isn't your dad a helicopter pilot?
Oh, my dad. Yeah, he's a helicopter pilot. He flies Hughes 500 helicopters, and he's my instructor.
All right, now, I want to change subjects completely. You go on a date, and they told me, I don't know this to be true, you take your 7-year-old brother?
I do. My 7-year-old brother is my best friend, and also if my date doesn't get along with my brother, he's out of there.
I mean, I know is he here in the audience?
Oh, absolutely. He wouldn't miss it for the world.
This guy's got to be a great judge of men. Has he ever turned a date down for you?
Oh, no. He's been very generous to me, and we go camping together. We dress up in camouflage and go out and hunt army men.
It's a unique situation for you to get along with a 7-year-old girl. What's his name?
His name's Nathaniel.
We'll dedicate this to him. Step over here for the judges, if you will, please. This is Miss Tennessee. All right, coming up is Miss Connecticut. She's Cynthia Schneck. She's 17 years of age. She has a 3.6 grade point average. Her hobbies include piano, dancing, doing volunteer work. You're about to become a senior. Have you been checking out schools, colleges, and so forth?
Yes, I'd like to attend Brigham Young University.
What are you going to study?
Pediatric nutrition.
What got you on that sort of track? I mean, taking care of little kids and watching their health and all. What inspired you?
Well, I'd always wanted to be a pediatrician, but I thought it'd be kind of hard to balance a family and being on call all the time, so that's why I decided to specialize in nutrition.
You know, I've discovered this year that all of you women are very, very much into the health conscious thing. Why all of a sudden has this happened? Kids used to come here and gorge and eat junk food and all. It doesn't happen anymore.
No, I think we've looked to the past generations and seen how many health problems they have, and we're more aware of it now, and we take care of our body and eat more healthy and exercise.
All right, now this is a little embarrassing. You can get into a lot of trouble in Mississippi. Have you eaten well while you're here?
Definitely.
I put on more pounds in 3 days than I care to mention. What are you going to tell everybody when you get back home to Connecticut about Mississippi Beach?
Tell them that Mississippi is wonderful. The Southern hospitality is great.
They kill you with kindness. Thank you so much. Please step over here. This is Miss Connecticut. Next is Miss Hawaii, Juliana Kauilakohui. And I'm going to, Juliana, I'm going to let you do that name again because I tried all week. She's 18 years old. She has a 3.9 grade point average. She was voted Miss Congeniality. Now say your last name. I've tried, God bless me, I've tried all week. Kauilakohui. No.
Ka-ulu-kukui.
How many letters are there in the Hawaiian alphabet?
A lot, about 13.
13? That's about half the normal. That's why I'm in trouble already. Now, all right. You said somewhere along the way that you wanted to do a television show from Hawaii?
Yes, I'd love to do a television show, broadcast right from Honolulu, Hawaii, and it'd be like a magazine show, focusing on everything unique to Hawaii, from culture to educational things to fashion to anything fun.
Would it be controversial?
Partly.
Would you do interviews?
Yeah.
All right, I'm a guest. Oh, I'm asking for trouble. What would you ask me?
What is your favorite animal cracker?
You dirty dog. The hippo. No, I don't know. You're not serious. Would you do that? That Barbara Walters would never ask me that.
No, but I would.
All right, fair enough. Now, there's a big issue in Hawaii these days on the serious side about self-rule sovereignty. What's going on?
Well, the culture is becoming split apart, and they want to have a nation within a nation or complete sovereignty. So it's an issue that's very much on the uproar and very much in the headlines.
How do you feel about it?
I feel that we should stay a part of America because that's our roots, and that's the main thing that brought us to be where we are today.
Thank you very much. Please step over here for the judges. This is Miss Hawaii. All right, next is Miss Vermont, Charlotte Lopez. She's 16 years of age from Dorset. She's a high school senior who's won several writing awards. She's about to write a book called Lost in the System. Now, what's that about?
Well, I'm a foster child of 13 years, and I thought it'd be interesting to write a book about my experiences as a foster child, because whenever people ask me about it, they always seem fascinated. So I said, why not? And it's always easier for me to understand my life when I write it down.
Charlotte, in the 13 years you were with foster families, how many families were there?
At least 6. Mm-hmm.
Now, you were given a choice by the state to be adopted or to go out on your own, and you elected adoption. Why?
Well, actually, I had the opportunity to get an apartment for my senior year, and they were going to pay for it, and I was going to have total freedom for my senior year. My friends were all for it. They're like, yeah, you know,
yeah, go for it.
But I thought about it, and I thought about what's going to happen in the long run. I wanted a family that when I go to college, I can come back to. When I have kids, I could bring them back and say, this is your grandmother, and this is your grandfather.
It's a nice
thought. To me, that was more important. Mm-hmm.
What sort of changes should there be in the foster care system?
Well, I think they should be a little bit more organized. I'm lost in the system, and I think there's a lot of kids out there that are, and I feel that there's a little bit more organization, then kids would be placed in homes that would be good for them instead of being switched around to all different homes like I was.
You are very together. Would you please step over here for the judges? Thank you very much. This is Miss Vermont. Next is Miss Maine, Jill Erin Mellon, 16 years of age from Hollis. She's a high school junior, been a dancer for 12 years. Your family just, what does it say, bought a team of Alaskan Huskies?
Yes, my father just in December decided to start raising sled dogs.
Wait a minute, just a second. What does a team consist of? How many?
Well, right now we only have 7 because we bought them as a team that another man had already formed, but he's looking into breeding them and buying other dogs to breed them with.
How many will it eventually be? You're not going to give up the car, are you?
No, but some kennels can get to around 200 dogs.
Oh, you like animals?
Yes, I love animals.
Does this play any part in your future? You're going to be a vet or anything like that?
Well, I'd like to be a marine biologist.
What does a marine biologist do? Obviously, there's a lot of animal life under the water. What's the objective?
Well, they study and research dolphins and whales in their natural habitat, dealing with humans, and just to see how they react and whether they like to be in captivity or better to be in their natural habitat.
Interesting work. Now, on the lighter side, you work with Mel Gibson?
Yes.
What were you doing? I mean, it's every woman's desire. What were you doing?
Well, I was in a movie called Man Without a Face, which he directed and also starred in.
Did you say anything?
Well, I screamed. I talked kind of.
You screamed at Mel Gibson.
No, I screamed at his younger co-star.
There are millions of people the world over will go to see you do that. Right now, they're looking for you to step over here for the judges, all right? This is Miss Maine. Coming up, Miss Pennsylvania, Ursula Abbott. She's 17 years of age from Harrisburg, going to be a senior this year. Ursula is one of those names that not a lot of people have. Is it a family name?
Well, I have 3 great aunts that are Ursuline nuns.
Ursuline nuns?
Yes.
Did they have any influence on you as to selecting being a nun as a career?
Well, I thought about it, but that was about it.
You elected to be an entertainer.
Definitely.
What sort? Do you school yourself for this? You've been training?
Well, I love to sing. I've been singing since I can remember.
Where do you go to school? Where have you been attending school?
Well, I go to Bishop McDevitt in the morning, and then in the afternoon I go to an arts magnet school where I study music theater.
When you get into that sort of thing, do they, I mean, like all theater, do they audition you?
Yes, we've all had to audition to get in. That's why it's such a great school, because everybody's there because they want to be. They've auditioned and they worked hard to get there.
What did you do to get in? What sort of an audition?
I sang. I could have danced all night.
Give me one line. Just that you don't have an orchestra. Give me a couple of notes.
I could have danced all night.
Oh, don't. You're breaking my heart. Thank you very much. Please step over here, if you will. This is Miss Pennsylvania. Thank you very much, ladies. That completes our semifinal interview competition for Miss Teen USA 1993.
That was pretty good, Ursula. All right, let's see how the judges placed them in the interview competition. Oh boy, Miss Vermont is up top. I'm not surprised. What a touching story she told. And there is Miss Pennsylvania right behind her. Now, you may remember Vermont was 3rd in the swimsuit competition, and now her composite score puts her ahead of everybody. However, the evening is still early, and there's time for everyone to catch up. Now, the last of the semifinal events, the evening gown competition, will be coming up soon. And when we come back, the contestants are going to check out one of the hottest dance hits of the year in a great musical number. Don't miss it.